It's time to awaken. The Five Hindrances, Episode 5, The Shadow of Doubt. Part 1, The Shadow of Doubt. Have you ever stood at the edge of something new, a fresh start, a tough decision, or even a quiet moment of reflection, and felt that nagging whisper, what if I'm wrong? What if this isn't the way? Who am I to even try? It's like a fog rolling in, blurring the path ahead, leaving you second-guessing every step. That, my friend, is doubt creeping in, casting its long shadow over the mind. In the teachings of the Buddha, this is known as Vicikicchā, skeptical doubt, the fifth of the five hindrances that cloud our clarity and stall our progress toward peace. It's not the healthy curiosity that sparks growth, but the paralyzing kind that freezes us in place, making us question the ground beneath our feet, the wisdom we've gathered, even our own capacity to walk this path. Doubt doesn't just question. It divides, pulling us between yes and no, eroding trust in ourselves, in the teachings, in the simple truth that we're capable of more. The Buddha described it vividly in the ancient texts. Imagine a pot of water, murky and muddied, set down in the dim light of a shadowed room. Try as you might, you can't make out your own reflection in it. The surface is too stirred up, too unclear. Just so, when doubt overwhelms the mind, we can't see a clear way out. We lose sight of our own good or that of others, and even the words of wisdom we've long held slip from memory. As the Buddha warned, one whose heart is overwhelmed by skeptical doubt will do what he should not do and neglect what he ought to do. And through that, his good name and his happiness will come to ruin. Doubt is that subtle thief, stealing our momentum, turning potential into paralysis. But recognizing it, that's the light piercing the fog, the first glimpse of solid ground. Part 2. Why doubt clouds the path. So why does doubt arise, especially when we're yearning for clarity? It's like the mind, in its wisdom and wariness, starts building walls of what if to protect us from the unknown. But those walls become prisons, keeping us from moving forward. To understand this, let's step into an old tale from the Buddha's time, one that feels as timeless as a long road under an endless sky. Picture a wealthy traveler, laden with goods, crossing a vast wilderness, a barren stretch of sand and scrub where danger lurks at every shadow, bandits, wild beasts, the scorching thirst that saps the will to go on. Every rustle in the brush, every distant cry sends his heart racing. Is that a robber's footfall? Am I lost? Should I turn back? He halts, advances a step, freezes again, his journey stretched into agony by endless hesitation. Step by halting step, he barely covers ground, his pack growing heavier with each wave of uncertainty. Some never make it across. They turn back, defeated not by the desert, but by the doubt gnawing inside. This is how the Buddha likened doubt in the Samannaphala Sutta, as wandering that perilous waste where the mind, gripped by indecision, creates its own storms. Just as the traveler questions every signpost, doubting the path's promise of safety, so our thoughts waver. Is this practice truly helpful? Can I really change after all these years? What if the teachings are just pretty words? It feeds on itself, nourished by unwise attention to fears and flaws, blocking the very insight it pretends to seek. The Buddha saw doubt as one of the great overgrowths of the mind, stultifying our natural clarity, making the heart unpliable and the spirit unsteady. It doesn't roar like anger or slink like laziness. It whispers, eroding confidence until even memorized truths fade from reach. And in meditation, the body may sit steady, but the mind circles like that lost wanderer, too tangled and maybe not to settle into the oasis of now. We chase certainty, only to wander further, unaware that the map to peace lies in trusting the steps we take, one mindful breath at a time. The good news, that desert isn't endless. The traveler who presses on, armed with resolve, eventually spies the village lights. Safety, relief, the end of the ordeal. So too with us. Doubt arises from conditions we can meet with wisdom, not force. Part 3. The practice of clear seeing. If doubt is the desert's haze, how do we find our way through? The Buddha didn't call for blind faith or iron-willed denial. Instead, he pointed to wise attention, turning the mind toward what builds clarity, not confusion. As he taught, just as the turbid water stills when left undisturbed, so the mind clears when we stop stirring the silt of skepticism. When doubt stirs, that flicker of, am I fooling myself? Is this all there is? Don't shove it down or argue it away. That's like wrestling shadows. It only thickens the dark. Pause instead and note it mindfully. Ah, doubt is here. Feel its texture, the tightness in the chest, the mental loop spinning like sand in the wind. In the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha instructs, know when doubt arises, how it builds, how to let it go, and how to guard against its return. This simple seeing applies a gentle break, reminding us that unwholesome thoughts can't linger when met with clear awareness. A good thought and an evil one can't dance together in the same breath. To deepen this, lean into the 6 antidotes the wise ones recommend. Dive into the teachings. Read a passage from the Dhamma that speaks to your heart. Ask questions of a trusted friend or guide, not from fear, but from genuine seeking. Ground yourself in ethical living, that quiet integrity that builds inner trust. Cultivate conviction in what's truly noble, the Buddha's path, the community of seekers, the truths that have stood the test of time. Seek out companions who walk with steady steps, and let conversations flow toward upliftment, not endless debate. With practice, doubt becomes a teacher, not a tyrant. It invites investigation. Is this hesitation rooted in fear or in a deeper call for discernment? Reflect on past crossings, those times you've stepped through uncertainty and found firmer ground. In meditation, let it be the prompt to return to the breath, watching thoughts rise and pass like mirages in the heat. This is the heart of overcoming the hindrance, not erasing doubt, but illuminating it until it reveals the path. The mind grows pliant, radiant, firm, ready for the joy of true concentration, where questions dissolve into quiet knowing. And in that space, insight blooms, unshakable as the village walls at journey's end. Part 4. Returning to trust. Doubt has a way of circling back, doesn't it? Like an old acquaintance who shows up unannounced, stirring the sands just when you've found your stride. It hunts for cracks in our resolve, our understanding, our self-belief, whispering escapes that lead only deeper into the waste. But peace isn't chased. It's uncovered when the seeking quiets. The Buddha put it plainly. So long as these hindrances linger, we feel indebted, ailing, imprisoned, lost in the wilderness. Yet when abandoned, we're free. From debt, from illness, from chains, arrived at safety's edge, heart glad and unburdened. So when doubt returns as a hesitation in practice, a qualm about the way forward, welcome it not as foe but as signpost. Time to turn toward the light. Watch how it feeds on resistance, thrives in isolation. Then, with a steady breath, investigate. What wholesome truth can I attend to now? Recall a moment of clarity, a teaching that rang true, a step taken that led to calm. Let noble friendship remind you you're not alone on this trail. The body eases, the mind follows, clarity dawns, wisdom stirs. Doubt loses its grip when seen clearly, for it's just a passing cloud, not the sky itself. In that recognition, trust rebuilds, soft as dawn light on the horizon. You've crossed deserts before, this one holds no new terrors. The path is sure, the oasis waits, and you, traveler, are already on your way. That shadow of doubt may lengthen in the heat of the day, but every mindful glance shortens it, guiding you home to the clarity that's always been there. It's time to trust the path, friends. Step forward with open eyes and steady heart. Thank you for walking this series with me. Until next time, may your doubts dissolve and your light shine clear. We've walked together through the 5 hindrances: desire, anger, sloth, restlessness, and doubt. 5 shadows that cloud the heart, 5 storms that shake the mind. But remember, the Buddha never said these hindrances make us bad. He said they make us human. Every craving is a misplaced wish for happiness. Every burst of anger hides a wound that longs to be seen. Every doubt is the mind's way of asking, can I really wake up? And yet, within each hindrance lies the seed of its opposite. Desire can turn into contentment. Anger can ripen into compassion. Laziness can rest into stillness. Restlessness can awaken curiosity. And doubt, when held with patience, can open into wisdom. This path was never about destroying the shadows. It's about learning to walk with them, gently, until they too bow to the light of awareness. So as this series ends, may you remember, the mind is not something to fix. It's something to understand. The heart is not something to conquer. It's something to open. And the journey to freedom begins, as it always has, with one breath, seen clearly.